Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Monika Woroniecka? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis. Monika Woroniecka was born in September 1965 and raised in Poland. She became a physician. Monika married a man named Robert, who was also a physician. In 1992, they moved to the state of New York. The couple would go on to have 3 daughters. At various times, they lived in Buffalo and Sackett's Harbor before moving to Long Island in 1999. Later, they bought a house in Stony Brook. Starting in the early 2000s, Monika worked at Stony Brook Medicine. Her specialty was children's allergy and immunology. She helped children who had allergies related to environmental factors, medications, bee stings, and food. She also treated asthma and skin conditions. Now moving to the timeline of the incident. On Saturday, April 6, 2024, Monika, her husband Robert, and 2 of their adult daughters were on their way to an Airbnb rental in Cape Vincent, New York, which is about 7 hours north of Stony Brook. The family was planning on watching the solar eclipse on Monday, April 8, 2024, and wanted to be in the path of totality. Using a 2019 Dodge Ram pickup truck, they towed a 2024 Airstream travel trailer. It appears as though this camper was a Bambi model 16RB. This is a 16-foot, 3,000-pound single-axle trailer that sleeps 4. The RB in 16RB stands for rear bed. The family stopped in the town of Brownville at a Stewart's gas station and purchased ice cream. They were only about 21 miles from their destination in Cape Vincent. For the remainder of their trip, Monika and her daughter Helena decided to ride in the trailer as Robert pulled it with the pickup truck. The family departed and drove northwest on Route 12E. At about 3:04 p.m., as Monika's daughter Helena was on the bed in the rear of the camper, Monika attempted to manipulate the door handle for the camper door. According to Helena, the door was rattling as the air blew across it, even though her mother had closed it behind her. This door is mounted on the passenger side of the camper with the hinges toward the rear. As Monika grabbed the handle, the door flew open and Monika disappeared. Her daughter said that her mother didn't even have time to scream. It appears as though Monika was pulled from, or fell out of, the camper. She landed on the shoulder of the road and struck her head. After being transported to Samaritan Medical Center, Monika died from her injuries. She was 58 years old. She died in the same hospital where her daughter Helena had been born years earlier when the family lived in Buffalo. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Monika and Robert purchased the Airstream trailer just a couple of months before the fatal accident. They were planning to retire early and travel to national parks. Monika had nicknamed the trailer Nebula because it represented adventure and exploration. She would sometimes sleep in the trailer even when she was home because she loved it so much. Item number 2. Airstream released a statement to the media, which read, quote, "Airstream travel trailers are not designed to carry passengers while in motion. The safety protocol detailed in Airstream's operating manuals and shared on Airstream's website advises owners that they cannot tow an Airstream with people inside. Many states prohibit carrying passengers in a travel trailer or fifth wheel, and we advise owners to consult their state's Department of Motor Vehicles for up-to-date regulations," unquote. Item number 3. A few states allow passengers to ride in trailers that are being towed on a public roadway. Some states permit passengers in a trailer only if the trailer connects to the tow vehicle on a fifth wheel. The Airstream trailer in this case was not mounted with a fifth wheel. It was on a ball hitch on the back of the Dodge Ram. Most states, including the state of New York, make it illegal for passengers to ride in a trailer of any kind. There is no question that Monika was breaking the law when she was killed. Item number 4. Other than being illegal, there are many reasons why it's a bad idea to ride in a camper being pulled down the road. There are no seatbelts in travel trailers. They are not built with passenger safety in mind as far as collisions. The quality of the ride in a camper is atrocious. The suspensions are not designed for passenger comfort. If there was some type of emergency, there is no easy way to communicate with the driver of the tow vehicle. And if the trailer somehow became disconnected from the tow hitch and the safety chains did not hold, the trailer would continue to move down the road while out of control. This would almost certainly result in an unpleasant experience for the passengers. Item number 5. The door on the Airstream travel trailer was mounted on the passenger side and open outward. The hinges were facing the rear of the camper. So if a person was standing outside the camper on the passenger side, the door would open toward them and swing to the left. If the trailer was in motion and someone inside of it attempted to open the door, the force of the air would cause the door to swing open. If the door was mounted with the hinges toward the front of the trailer, the air pressure would help keep the door closed. Monika's daughter, Helena, was not happy with the way the door was mounted. She told the media, quote, "The doors on the Airstream open the opposite way that you would expect. It doesn't take an engineering degree to know that on any moving vehicle, whether a bus or a car or a trailer, doors should open against the wind, not towards it. That seems like a significant safety oversight to me, and seems like the only reason they do open that way is to protect the awning of the trailer," unquote. As far as the statement Airstream made about not riding inside the trailer, Helena said, quote, "Sure, maybe Airstream doesn't advise traveling inside the trailer, but we thought maybe that the last 20 minutes of an 8-hour drive on very quiet and slow country roads would be fine, and it's perfectly legal to do so in some states," unquote. There are a few problems with Helena's assessment. The people who designed the trailer probably did have an engineering degree, which helped them to determine that mounting the door with the hinges to the rear was the most logical. As far as the airflow dynamics, the trailer was never designed to hold people while in motion. Therefore, the airflow considerations are irrelevant. Helena argued that riding in a trailer is perfectly legal in some states. As I mentioned, this is true, but it is illegal in the state of New York, which is where they were. The fact that it was legal somewhere else doesn't change the law in New York. This is like being upset about paying sales tax in Pennsylvania because Delaware doesn't have sales tax. Even after placing some blame on the door design, Helena said, quote, "This was an accident, pure accident, and there's nobody to blame. This is nobody's fault," unquote. In reality, it was her mother's fault for riding in the camper in violation of the law. Item number 6, what do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Monika was very excited about owning a trailer and happy to be on vacation with her family. Due to her fascination with the trailer, she wanted to ride inside of it. This was a childlike aspiration, which is not unusual, but Monika did disregard the law. When she closed the trailer door behind her, she did not use enough force to latch it properly. She didn't notice initially because the trailer was stopped, but when the trailer was in motion, the sound of the air passing over the door was obvious and annoying. The speed limit on Route 12E is as high as 55 miles per hour. It's possible that Robert was traveling somewhere near this speed, which created a considerable amount of airflow over the door. Monika reached over and grabbed the door handle. She probably tried to pull the door closed without success. The force of the air was too great. At this point, Monika decided to turn the door handle to unlatch the door in order to push the door open a little and pull it shut hard. This is a common tactic that many people use with doors that are not properly latched. Monika had a good grip on the door handle because she knew the air would push the door open, but she did not understand how powerful the airflow was. After the handle was turned, the door violently opened and pulled Monika toward the opening. The solid grip that she had on the door handle was now turned against her. After being thrown off balance, Monika tumbled out of the camper and was killed by striking her head on the pavement. This is consistent with witnesses who said they saw the passenger side door of the camper open and Monika's arm was hanging out of the door. Due to the surprising and horrible nature of this tragedy, it may have been difficult for some people to accept that Monika was responsible for her own death. Now moving to my final item, number 7. Unusual and highly avoidable fatalities involving people who are intelligent reinforce the theory that high intelligence is associated with low common sense. The absent-minded professor stereotype comes to mind when contemplating this phenomenon. In the research literature, some scientists refer to these low common sense geniuses as clever sillies. Many people in academia have personally observed these clever sillies and are astounded at how they make hazardous and socially inept decisions. Here's the idea behind this theory. Intelligent people tend to be high in the personality trait openness to experience. They are creative, liberal, artistic, seek novelty, and think abstractly. If an intelligent person overuses their ability to think abstractly, they may neglect their ability to think concretely. This leads them to ignore intuitive, practical, and spontaneous solutions to problems. Put another way, they don't have common sense. It's almost like a total eclipse of common sense. The person will spend their life fixated on finding the next novelty, while never demonstrating the same fascination with practical ideas. This individual is childlike. This is not necessarily bad in every situation, but it can be hazardous under certain circumstances. There's no way to know if that played a part in this particular case with the travel trailer. Some researchers do not have confidence in the clever sillies theory. It may not even be an actual phenomenon, but I think it's worth considering. Whether somebody is intelligent or not, if they don't have common sense, they will always be vulnerable to hazards, which are easily avoidable for most people. The tendency to seek novelty can lead to a novel death. Those are my thoughts on the case of Monika Woroniecka. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.